Hello you beautiful, beautiful people. We are jumping into a brand new season in Forza Horizon 5. Autumn has arrived for Series 30. We're going to be jumping into a brand new playlist to take on this week's Forzathon challenges. No expense spared, grabbing ourselves 160 Forzathon points and 5 points towards our festival playlist. We're going to be jumping over and checking out this week's Forzathon shop, and we'll also be checking out all the festival playlist rewards available this week. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. While you're down there, smash that like button, share the video with a friend. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's Forzathon challenges. So no messing around then, let's jump straight in to this week's Forzathon challenges, no expense spared. Kicking things off with Chapter 1, 1 of 500. Own and drive the 2010 Lexus LFA, the apex of the LF series, and one of the best sounding V10s ever. Here she is then, the 2010 Lexus LFA. Not only does it look fantastic, as I say, it sounds absolutely amazing. One of the best V10s ever made. This car can be picked up from the auto show at 500,000 credits. As always, I've got a tune available for download if you wish to use it. Search my gamer tag Skippy 4631. Share codes for tunes, as always, are in the description and down in the comments below. The good old Chapter 1 own and drive then. Hop outside into free roam, drive a couple of seconds down the road, 1 of 500, complete. So with Chapter 1 complete, it is on to Chapter 2, best speedometer ever. Marvel at the work of art that is your 2010 Lexus LFA's Speedo, as you race to a speed of 200 miles per hour. Now anywhere on the map is good to get this chapter complete. All we've got to do is reach 200 miles per hour. I'm going to use the good old trusty motorway that runs through the centre of the map, and I'm just going to pin the accelerator all the way to the floor and absolutely hoon the LFA up to 200 miles per hour. We're already at 170, 180, 185, 190. Gets a little bit slower the faster we go. 195. There it is, 200, best speedometer ever, complete. So with Chapter 2 complete, it is on to Chapter 3, Apex in the name. Live up to the Apex name by winning 2 road circuit events in the 2010 Lexus LFA is what it's made for. Now heading on into my map and filtering by road racing events only, just to make them a little bit easier to see and find, and just make sure you do a circuit race, not a sprint race, or else it's not going to count towards this chapter. I'm going to head on over to the bottom left hand corner of the map. I'm going to be using the Emerald Circuit. Now the Emerald Circuit is a Season Championship on the playlist this week, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Y to go to normal event, head to solo, and then head into Event Lab Creations, where I have a cheeky blueprint created for you guys to use called Forzathon Chapter 3, locked for the Lexus LFA. Check code for this one, 1268632240, or just search my gamer tag Skippy 4631. Now, there's no reason to make this any harder than it needs to be, and as we need to win 2 circuit races, I'm going to bring that driver's ed difficulty down to Tourist, as it won't affect the races for the weekly Forzathon challenges. Here we go then, race number 1, straight into the lead as it is on Tourist, like I say, making it as easy as possible. This race is locked to 1 lap in length, and it's also locked to the Lexus LFA. So all I've got to do is get this thing around to the finish line in first place. As we come up to the finish line for the first race, across the line, first place. And for race number 2, I've just rinsed and repeated the same exact event blueprint, but coming up to the line, that's across the line, first place for race number 2. And as we head back to free roam, that is Apex in the name, complete. With Chapter 3 complete, it is on to our 4th and final chapter for this week's Forzathon challenges, Ring Wraith. Famously developed at the Nürburgring, your 2010 Lexus LFA is a brilliant point-to-point car. Take it on a 20-mile drive. Now this chapter can be completed absolutely anywhere within the free roam map. It can even be completed during races to earn a few extra credits and some implements along the way. But as you can see, I'm using the motorway to get this complete. I'm going to head from one roundabout to the other, back and forth until we reach our 20-mile objective. The motorway is roughly 6 miles in length, so 3 or 4 passes of the motorway and we'll have Chapter 4 and this week's Forza challenges complete. But the motorway is probably the best way to get this done, as you can hold a high top speed, get that chapter complete a little bit quicker. And after 4 or 5 minutes cruising up and down the motorway, we finally reached the 20 miles needed to complete Chapter 4, which in turn completes this week's Forzathon challenges, no expense spared, earning ourselves 160 Forzathon points and 5 points towards our Autumn Storm Season Festival playlist. And let's jump on over and check out this week's Forzathon shop. Now, I personally have very mixed feelings about this week's Forzathon shop. We have the Lamborghini Cyan Roadster 2020, 850 Forzathon points, recently added in to the auto show for 3.5 million credits. We also have the Ford number 25 Mustang RTR, 400 Forzathon points, but can also be picked up from the auto show for 300,000 credits. Now, the vanity items this week, some of you guys may not have these, so definitely think about picking them up if you don't have them in your collection. We have a top, the White Drift Zone T, 75 Forzathon points, and we have the Emote So Cute, again, 75 Forzathon points. As always, any spare Forzathon points knocking around, grab yourselves a normal spin for 60 Forzathon points, or you can grab a super duper wheel spin for 150 Forzathon points. Like I say, mixed feelings about this week's Forzathon shop. The Lamborghini Cyan Roadster, it was rare and exclusive. It's been added to the auto show. I don't quite see the point of now having it in the Forzathon shop. They could have done that before and not added it to the auto show. Vanity items, pretty cool. Some people might not have these, so it's definitely a chance to pick those up. Now let's head back to the festival playlist and check out this week's rewards and restrictions. So let's take a look at the Autumn Storm Season Festival playlist. We've got 75 points up for grabs in total. We have a brand new car to Forza Horizon 5 and the Forza franchise, the Lynk & Co 02HB for 20 points. And we have the number 20 MG MG6, a pretty hard find, rare and exclusive car for 40 points. Jumping on into this week's online trial, Pursuit of Perfection, you'll be grabbing the Lexus LFA, this week's Forzathon vehicle, the car we've literally just used. And the restriction for this week's trial, Lexus A800. 3 event labs on the playlist this week. 1 Super Wheel Spin up for grabs. We have clothing, the Epitaph Red Logo Relaxed Tee, and we have the Ford Falcon 72. Restrictions for this week's event labs, we're in off-roading and unlimited off-road for A800. Retro Supercars, again A800. And then finally, Retro Muscle for B700. 3 PR stunts on the playlist this week. All 3 are speed zones, switchbacks, ring road, and cliffside, all giving out a super wheel spin each. Restrictions for all 3 PR stunts for all 3 speed zones is any Lynk & Co A800. Finally, we've got a little bit more racing on the festival playlist this week. We've got 3 seasonal championships. To Infinity and Beyond, we'll grab you the number 777 Nissan 240. Car restrictions, Nissan and Infinity A800. The Last Chance Saloon Seasonal Championship will grab you the Lynk & Co 03 Plus. Car restrictions for this one, Retro Saloons B700. And finally, Heavy Duty Dash, giving out the Deberti F150. Car restrictions for this one, pickups and 4x4s B700. Autumn Season Challenges then, 1 Treasure Hunt, Riding a Tiger, hard to get off. 300 Forzathon points up for grabs. 3 points available on the festival players upon completion. This week's photo challenge, Lunar Lookout. Take a photo on one of the 3 Lunar Lookout viewing platforms at the stadium Lunar Drift Arena. 1 emote, snap, and 2 points towards festival players up for grabs. No change on the monthly rivals, just another week to put in some decent lap times. And then finishing up the playlist with the DLC events, Rally Adventure events, 1 Speed Trap, Lunar Escapada, giving out a super wheel spin, car restrictions, any TVR, S1 900. These are championships, Racing Reapers, giving out the Grit Reapers Desert Scarf. Car restrictions, any Volvo B700. And finally, to wrap up the festival players, Hot Wheels events, 1 Speed Trap, Hammer's Shadow, 1 Super Wheel Spin up for grabs. Any TVR S1 900 is the restriction. And Record Breakers Seasonal Championship, giving out a Ford GT500 2020. Car restrictions, World's Fastest A800. Like I say, there's plenty of racing to be had on this week's festival playlist. It's all looking pretty good. I'm loving the Lynk & Co rewards and the Lynk & Co restrictions for this week's playlist. Lynk & Co are quickly becoming one of my favourite manufacturers in Horizon 5. The look of the Lynk & Co definitely growing on me. So make sure you grab the 20 points needed for the Lincoln Co and the 40 points needed for that MG6. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Any questions about the weekly Forza and challenges or the festival players, hit me up in the comments. I'll always do my best to help you out. But if you are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. Smash the like button, share the video with a friend. Stay safe, and I'm out.